As soon as the teacher walked into the classroom, a bucket fell from above. Luckily, he had brought an umbrella, but the girl sitting closest to him wasn't so lucky. The teacher smiled and sat down, but to his surprise, all the students started clapping. It turned out they had covered the chair with super glue. Once he sat down, it would be almost impossible to stand up again. Just as the girls were celebrating, the teacher suddenly began to take off his pants. Everyone thought he was a creep until they saw he was wearing a second pair underneath. He had clearly come prepared. Then one girl said it was too hot and asked him to turn on the air conditioner. He reached out his hand but paused, then pulled a pair of insulated gloves from his pocket and put them on. Sure enough, the switch was rigged with high voltage. The teacher smiled proudly at his own cleverness. Next, he bent down to grab a piece of chalk, but instead, he pulled out Jerry the mouse. He panicked and tossed Jerry to one of the girls. But when the girls saw what they thought was a fake mouse they had planted earlier, they screamed with joy until they realized it had been replaced with the real Jerry. Terrified, they began tossing the real mouse back and forth, eventually jumping on their desks and screaming. Hearing the chaos, the principal rushed in to check and ended up jumping onto the teacher in fear when he saw the mouse. The next day, the girls wanted revenge. They started throwing paper boats at the teacher. The teacher, angry but helpless, slammed his hand down and shattered a giant wooden desk into pieces. It turned out he had superpowers since childhood. When he was bullied as a kid, he once hit a teacher so hard, the teacher got a concussion. As he grew older, his powers became stronger. During soccer games, even a light push could send a teammate flying 10 meters. So, to become friends with the girls, he decided to use his powers to help them win a swimming competition. When one girl got ready to dive, the teacher used his powers to spin her in the air like a figure skater. After spinning exactly 28 times, he let her drop into the water and made the splash completely disappear like a magic trick. The judge was so impressed, he immediately gave a perfect score. Then it was the next girl's turn. She hadn't even jumped yet when she tried to back out, but the teacher used his powers to pull her forward and sent her into a perfect backflip into the pool. The opposing team's coach rubbed his eyes in disbelief, but the judges still gave a perfect score. During the relay race, the opposing team gave it their all and pulled ahead by a full lap and a half. Seeing this, the teacher used his powers again, and the girl swam like a tuna, quickly catching up and passing the other team. As soon as she touched the wall, the teacher waved his hand and launched the next swimmer through the air straight to the finish line. And just like that, with their teacher's help, the girls won the championship.